Why is a newly elected congresswoman being barred from taking her seat? And what does it have to do with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes? A scheduling matter. That's the explanation being offered for why a democratically elected representative is being prevented from doing her job. Two weeks ago, Adelita Grijalva won a special election in Arizona, making her the newest Democratic member of the House of Representatives. She won the vote. She has the job. But there's one problem. Speaker Mike Johnson won't let her be sworn in. Why? According to Democrats in the video, the answer is simple. The Speaker doesn't want her critical vote on a discharge petition to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. If Grijalva were sworn in and voted for it, the discharge petition would succeed. Without her, Republicans maintain control over whether those files ever see the light of day. But Johnson claims this has nothing to do with Epstein. In the transcript, he insists it's purely a scheduling issue. The House is in pro forma sessions, he explains, where only a handful of people are present. A clerk, an interim speaker, they bang the gavel, say the pledge, and adjourn. That's it. According to Johnson, this is just a matter of the schedule. He states that swearing-in ceremonies can't happen during pro forma sessions. Those are the rules, and rules must be followed. Except, as the video points out, they weren't followed earlier this year. Two Florida Republicans, Jimmy Patronis and Randy Fine, were sworn in during a pro forma session after winning special elections. How does Johnson explain that exception? He claims it was because the ceremony was previously noticed for that date and they flew all their families and friends in for the ceremony. So the protocol can be bent if Republican families have already booked their travel plans, but not for a Democratic representative whose vote might expose uncomfortable truths? The video mockingly asks, if Grijalva flies in her family, would Johnson swear her in then? The implication is clear. This isn't about ceremony or tradition. It's about power and control. What makes this situation even more striking is who Republicans sent out to defend Johnson's position, Jim Jordan. The transcript describes Jordan as someone who looked the other way on teenagers being sexually abused during his time at Ohio State University. The video sarcastically notes the irony of using Jordan to dispel rumors that Republicans are looking the other way on teenagers being sexually abused. When Jordan is confronted with the fact that Republicans were sworn in during pro forma sessions just months ago, his response? I didn't even know that. The video suggests he will simply ignore this inconvenient fact and find a different justification. Johnson doubles down, insisting this doesn't have anything whatsoever to do with Epstein. He blames Democrats in the Senate for shutting everything down, promising to swear in Grijalva as soon as we get back to regular session. The transcript draws a sharp parallel to Johnson's personal life. The video describes how Johnson and his wife entered into a covenant marriage, a more legally binding arrangement than traditional marriage. According to the speaker, Kelly Johnson wanted extra security because she knew how susceptible her man was to the devil's temptations. The video references Johnson's admitted use of accountability software with his son to monitor internet activity, implying concerns about inappropriate content. The suggestion is damning. If Johnson needed extra measures to keep himself accountable in his personal life, perhaps America should have required the same for his commitment to democratic principles. What's the endgame here? Eventually, Grijalva will be sworn in. Eventually, Democrats may have the votes to release the Epstein files anyway. So why the desperate delay? The transcript suggests Johnson is only living in the present, trying to postpone the inevitable one day at a time with no long-term strategy. But is that really what's happening? Or is this something more calculated? The video argues this isn't about one representative or one vote, it's about a pattern. Republicans, the speaker claims, view the will of the people as more like, thanks, we'll take it from here. Your vote only counts if you cast it for their candidates. The transcript walks through a history of Republicans undermining democratic processes. In 2016, Mitch McConnell refused to hold hearings for Merrick Garland's Supreme Court nomination, despite it being President Obama's constitutional duty to nominate and the Senate's to consider. McConnell stated plainly, Will Judge Garland get a hearing? No, I don't think so. Then came January 6, 2021, when Donald Trump's supporters stormed the Capitol in an attempt to overturn the 2020 election results. The video describes them as zip-tie-wielding election volunteers. Arizona Republican Kari Lake tried to overturn her election loss to Katie Hobbs 7 times. Jefferson Griffin, a Republican judge in North Carolina, lost his state Supreme Court race but spent 6 months trying to throw out tens of thousands of legal ballots before finally conceding to Allison Riggs. And now Adelita Grijalva is being kept out of the House of Representatives despite winning her election fairly. What pattern emerges from all this? The transcript argues that Republicans are stress-testing democracy. They're experimenting with how much blatant disregard for democratic norms they can get away with, how much unlawful power they can grab before people push back. If one party can dictate when elected officials get to do their jobs, when government functions, when votes are counted, what does that mean for democracy itself? The video's message is urgent. When the rules are bent selectively, when legitimate election results are delayed or challenged based on partisan interest, when accountability for powerful predators is blocked by those in power, democracy itself is at risk. Mike Johnson can claim this is about scheduling all he wants. But the facts tell a different story. A woman was elected by the people of Arizona. She has a right to serve, and the American people have a right to know what's in those Epstein files. The question isn't whether Johnson will eventually be forced to swear in Grijalva. It's what damage will be done to democratic norms in the meantime, and what precedent is being set for future abuses of power. What do you think? Is this really about congressional protocol, or is something darker at play? How many times can democratic processes be delayed, challenged, and undermined before the system itself breaks down? The clock is ticking, democracy is being tested, and the American people are watching.
If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos.